it's a pleasure to talk to you about this movie because it's so unique, and I think it's very important nowadays in animation to come up with an idea that's never been done before. So, first of all, what prompted it? It's the perfect fusion of obviously the love for Marvel and the love for animation, but there's a little bit more to that.
Well, you're hitting right on it. What sparked the idea was just my passion. As a kid, I loved Disney animation and I love Marvel Comics, and so the idea of mashing those two worlds together into a Disney animated film was ultimately kind of a wish come true for me. And I pitched that idea to John Lasseter, and he said, "Go find something." And so I looked through all the Marvel characters and titles on the internet, and I found Big Hero 6, this very obscure Marvel comic about a Japanese superhero team. And I was quite taken with it. I thought it had a lot of great elements to it. The characters were very fun and appealing. The tone was very light, and the whole thing was sort of a love letter to Japanese pop culture.
Yeah.
But within that, we saw that there could be a very emotional story between this 14-year-old super genius named Hiro Hamada, who loses his older brother and best friend Tadashi, and Tadashi's robot named Baymax, who becomes his surrogate big brother and essentially his healer. So it had all the elements of a great animated film.
Absolutely, and it's got great performances. So do we now credit animators for being actors as well, do you
They
think?
are absolutely actors, especially on this film. It's some of the best human animation I've ever seen, some of the most subtle and observed animation I've ever seen. And we really have some of the best animators in the world, and they're at the top of their game. And this film gave them a chance to do a lot of different things. I mean, there's some very broad comedy in it. There's some really terrific action scenes, but there's also some really heartfelt moments that really kind of tug at your heartstrings. So I can't say enough about our animators as actors.
And absolutely, and you know the resistance that they have. I mean, every time I see a scratch on Baymax, you think that must have taken months to do. So is it still the case that every detail takes a long time to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a crew of 500 people working for 3.5 years over the course of 3.5 years on this film, and you know, when you're dealing with animation, you have to make everything up.
Yeah.
There's nothing you get for free. So every little detail of the world, somebody had to decide to put it there and think about it. And so it's just a testament to all of our great artists, not just the animators, but all of the artists who work at Disney Animation, that the film is as good and the world is as rich and beautiful as it is.
Because the technology helps, how much can you now imagine everything and do everything? Or are there still limits to your imagination?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any more limits, especially with this film. It really pushed sort of the look and the lighting. We wanted it to look like a live-action movie and really get that kind of rich cinematography that you see in live-action films. And we were fortunate at Disney that they just developed a software program called Hyperion that would allow me to get that look on screen that I really wanted.
How did you guys celebrate the news of the Oscars?
Well, we were in Seoul, South Korea.
Yeah.
Streaming it live actually, and with our Disney Korean team, and yeah, we some cocktails were flowing. We were very excited, and also the BAFTA nomination as well. We just were thrilled that we were nominated.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. It's also a testament to the whole crew. A nomination for the Oscars. Everybody can celebrate the hard work.
Yeah.
It's especially in animation. I don't think it's someone that one person can take credit for.
No.
Yeah.
And I always feel guilty, you know, doing interviews and stuff like this because, you know, really it's a testament to how amazing our artists are and that the film is as good as it is. And so I'm here kind of representing them, all of the people who worked on Big Hero 6.
Yeah, you're head of the crowd, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
You've spoken about your favorite animation films. Which ones were they specifically? And then Marvel.
I really love Dumbo and Peter Pan are probably my two favorite Disney films. As far as Marvel Comics, I really love the Fantastic Four as a kid and Captain America.
No, it's true. And then Japanese animation culture is also like a whole world in itself.
Yes.
How much did you find out even more throughout this project?
Yeah, as a kid, I wasn't really exposed to Japanese animation like a lot of my colleagues who maybe grew up in California. I grew up in rural Iowa, so so I kind of
mangas.
Yeah, so I came to it a little bit late, but it was around when I was in college. I came across a filmmaker named Miyazaki, Hayao Miyazaki, and everybody in animation reveres him, as do I, and became a big fan of his work. So, you know, I have to say Miyazaki probably had some influences on this movie just because we're such big fans.
Let's talk about the voice characters and how the choice was made on the actors.
Well, we have an amazing casting department at Disney, and you know, when we kind of fleshed out the characters and you know, gave them insight into who they are, they came up with great choices, and so they all came in and did auditions, and we're really, it's a great environment because we're not we don't really worry about the celebrity or how famous a person is. It's really about finding the best actor for the role, and I have to say, for every character in this film, it was the best actor for the role.
Agreed. When it comes to the humor and the tone of the film, who remains your main audience? The younger ones, but it's obviously also made for adults. So what's the best audience?
Well, I think, you know, we look at it, it's like a family audience. It's and not only that, but really we make these movies kind of for everybody. You know, we're the first audience. We are the first audience who sees these movies, and so we have to love them and then hope that everybody else will. But, you know, truly, I think this movie, Big Hero 6, works for kids. I think it works for teenagers. I think it works for, you know, the 20-something-year-old college kids, and I think it works for parents as well. So we really put a lot of effort into making a movie that could be universal.
You know that Baymax's style is going to appeal to younger children. So how did you come up with it, and what prompted imagining him?
Well, research actually, because we knew there was going to be a robot named Baymax in the film, but we had to put a robot up there who we've never seen before, a unique robot. And not only that, he had to be a huggable robot. So I did a research trip to MIT, Harvard, and Carnegie Mellon, and I met with all the top roboticists. But it was at Carnegie Mellon I found a researcher working in soft robotics, which is very pliable robots made of vinyl that are filled with air. And eventually they'll be used in the healthcare industry. So when I saw that technology, it blew me away, and I knew right then and there I'd found my huggable robot.
With stitches.
Exactly.
Do you feel there's more content you'd like to explore with the Big Hero 6?
I think there's certainly stories, many stories that Big Hero 6 could generate. Currently, right now, we haven't talked about them. We're just trying to, you know, enjoy this moment and finish rolling out the film, and then we're going to take a very long vacation, and then we'll see what happens next.